Yes, say hi to the people. There he is. Hi, Miko. Yes, he wants to say hi to the people. Hey guys, welcome back to Jack of All Trades. Hey guys, welcome back to Hey guys, welcome back to Jack of All Trades. I'm Kent, your handyman with a plan. This is Miko, your presenter for today. He's going to tell you all about what we're talking about, which is what every homeowner should have in a starter toolbox. Okay, Miko, down. Go on. You said hi to the people. Yeah, go on. Okay, so we'll get started real quick here. You're going to start out with screwdrivers. Get an 11-1, whichever brand. This is a Klein. It's got screwdrivers and nut drivers built into it. Great tool to have. To go with that, you're going to need a medium and small flathead and a number 1 and a number 2 Phillips. This will cover at least 50% of all your driver needs. This style is really cheap and effective. These is a Torx bit set. I think it goes on here. So T6 up to T25 covers all your driver needs. Get this, a hex bit set in both standard and metric, because you're going to need those to fix just putting together your IKEA furniture. You're going to need a set of those. So get a set of each of those, add them to your toolbox. A good tape measure. This is a Stanley lever lock. Any of the Stanley tapes work great. I happen to like the original lever locks. They're just really easy to use. You pull it out, it stays. You want it to go back, you pull the trigger. Great tool to have. Then you're going to need pliers. So we'll start with needle nose for reaching in and grabbing and twisting, and these ones have a nut grabber and a side cutter on it, plus wire strippers that you're not going to use. Okay. Then you're going to need a pair of side cutters, diagonal cutters, a pair of medium-sized channel locks. This is going to cover all your gripping and turning needs for the most part. Really handy for doing plumbing work, anything like that. To go along with that, a 10-inch and 12-inch crescent wrench works really good. An 8 and a 12 would work as well, but I just happened to grab a 10 and 12 out of the drawer because these are my most go-to sizes. And this will, while not the best thing for grabbing a nut or a bolt and turning it, it's better than your fingers. Then you've got your locking pliers. A standard 10-inch regular locking plier and a needle nose version. Get one of each of those. You're going to get a little more advanced. Not necessary for home repairs, but tackling other stuff, leaks and whatnot, emergencies. A pair of pipe wrenches. One pipe wrench rarely does you any good because you've got to grab both sides and turn them. So get a pair. This is a 10-inch and then an angled 14-inch. So handy sizes. They'll get in just about anywhere you need to. They're not going to take apart big pipes, but they will do what most homeowners are going to do in most cases. Move on to electrical. First thing you need is an electrical tester. You want to be able to know that either an outlet's dead, or a receptacle or outlet is dead, a switch is dead, and you want to be able to turn off your breaker and then test it and make sure that you got the right breaker and that it's actually off. Especially if you're dealing with a dead outlet, because you never know for sure. If it's a bad receptacle and you turn off the wrong breaker, you go in and touch it, yeah, it hurts. Believe me, I know. This beard didn't get curly all by itself. Then a good pair of wire strippers. These are an Amazon special that I got. They actually work really good. I'm kind of impressed. But go to your big box store and get a pair of wire strippers that will suit your needs. You want one that will cut and strip, and that's basically all you need. Any of the other stuff, just fancy add-ons that you may or may not ever use. Miko, get out of the garbage. He's trying to get the Doritos bag. Okay, then we're going to have to hit stuff. So a standard claw hammer. This is for pounding nails. This is a fancy old one from the Rigid had for a while. I recommend a 16 ounce for most people, either straight claw or curved claw. I personally usually use the straight claw. That's why this one's here in the shop, because I don't carry the curved claw around with me. It's your personal preference. But it will pound your nails, it will hit stuff, it will bump stuff. Then you're going to need a mallet. Either a dead blow like this, or a rubber mallet, or both. Inexpensive, Harbor Freight, big box store. But this is when you need to hit something harder. They make bigger ones than this. This is a good size that anybody can use. Then I recommend you have at least one chisel. A 3/4 inch or 1 inch wood chisel. This one is really dull at the moment. I can feel the burr on the back side of it. Needs to be sharpened. But yeah, a 1 inch or 3/4 inch chisel should be in your kit. You can use it for all kinds of stuff. It's not just a chisel. It's also a pry bar, and yeah, you'll find lots of uses for a chisel once you have one. So put a chisel in your kit. All right, and then a taper's knife, drywall knife, any kind. This is a Red Devil. It's the one I actually keep in the toolbox here in the shop, and don't use it often, but this is the handiest one to grab. So get a 6 inch and maybe a 4 inch. Really handy if you really don't plan on using it that often. They sell the sets of 3 plastic ones, like 1.5 inch, 2 inch, and 6 inch, or 4 inch, and 3 inch, and 6 inch, something like that. The plastic ones work just fine for the occasional use. I wouldn't mud a whole house with it, but doing little patch jobs, one of these is indispensable. Then you're going to need to be able to cut stuff. For cutting metal, a hacksaw. Get a couple extra blades, buy quality blades. This is a Lennox, on a Lennox handle even. But get a pack of blades, get a saw. That way you can cut most metal, cut off a pipe, cut off a bolt, whatever you need to do. And then you're going to need to be able to cut wood. So standard wood saw, hand saw, it will cut your wood. That's all it needs to do. It's not the most efficient way of doing it, but if you're not into DIY, don't go out and buy power tools that you're never going to use. Just have this around so you can cut the occasional piece of wood to repair a fence or a step or a deck board, whatever. This will do the job just fine. It takes a little bit longer, a little more energy, but get yourself one of those. What I also have in my recommended the home toolkit, masking tape for protecting stuff and marking stuff, and of course masking if you're going to do some painting. If you're going to do painting, you probably want to buy more, but always keep a roll in your kit. Have it ready to go. You need to make some marks to hang a picture or whatever. You can put this on the wall, make the mark on this, and then if you're wrong, it peels off and you throw it away and do a new piece. If you draw on your wall and it's wrong, you got a mark on your wall. Masking tape. Duct tape. Doesn't make a difference what brand. This is Gorilla Tape. Just happens to be what I had on the shelf. Get yourself a roll of duct tape in the kit. Same thing. It comes in handy for all kinds of stuff. If it moves and it shouldn't, duct tape. And last, as far as definitely not least, electrical tape. Thousands of uses. One that I use quite often is I use it to make band-aids. A little piece of paper towel, wrap it in electrical tape. It will not fall off all day long. Buy the good stuff. This is 3M Super 33. Buy the Super 33. It is the best all-around electrical tape on the market, bar none. There's nothing better. So this is what you want. 3M Super 33. big box store, anywhere you can, hardware store, they'll have this in stock. Everybody carries it. So that is our base set of tools. Your next step up for 99% of homeowners is going to be a drill driver set. This is a drill. It's a 1/2 inch rigid 18 volt cordless drill. It does drill things. To go along with this, you're going to need some drill bits. Buy some decent ones. There's a company called Drill America. You find them on Amazon. If I remember, I'll link it in the description. They've supported my other channel, and I've used their bits a ton, and they hold up well. They're sharp. They do what they're supposed to do. They make holes. So, but we're going to do a whole nother video on drill bits, all the different kinds and what they're used for. But a standard set of twist drill from in a kit, either 16th inch up to 3/8, or say 16th through 1/2 inch. Buy a kit. When you buy the drill, you're going to need them. Now, drills are for drilling. Yes, you can use them to drive screws, but they're not good at it. They do an okay job, but you got to be really good to drive a screw with a drill. It takes lots of practice, and it's actually not good for the drill. That's why they invented the impact driver. Oh, one thing about the drill, a good one will have a variable speed trigger. Because when you're drilling metal, you want to go slow. When you drill small bits with thin materials, you want to go fast. So remember, variable speed trigger. It's there for a reason. Same on the impact. Variable speed trigger. You don't have to go all out all the time. This one has the manual switch for the 3 settings, 1, 2, and 3. That's not the speed, that's how hard it hits. So in 3 it hits way harder than it does in 1. So, variable speed trigger and the switch will drive your screws perfectly. Get good with it. You can put together flat pack furniture. You just got to know that variable speed trigger and the settings. For flat pack of furniture, you set it to 1 and just go really slow. So that's my list of tools that every homeowner should have in their kit, ready to go for all those home emergencies and those quick repairs, so you don't have to call me and pay me to come do those small repairs. Catch up the other videos on some of those repairs. Alright guys, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.